Alright, shalom, shalom. Before I begin this video, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Ha Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of the Great Millstone, GMS, rule well from the elder apostle on down. Alright, sincere salutations to you, hopeful elect out there. Okay, we're pushing this word in sincerity and in faith. Alright, may the Heavenly Father, through His Son, Yahweh Shai Shai, watch over you brothers, man. Okay, shalom to the elect. So this is a video through the Spirit, just a quick video, especially for the young brothers. Like, I'm a young brother in this truth, man. And part of being in this truth, especially when you younger, part of this truth is just catching hell, on the financial end. And the reason why I say especially younger brothers in this truth is because you have some men who may have come into the truth, at 26, 27, whatever the case is, 24, 23, you know what I mean? And, they may have just have gotten out of the military or, had gotten out of college. Like, you got a lot of, the elder brothers, some certain heads of different camps that actually, had the opportunity to, go to college prior to coming into the truth. Now, see, that's what the Lord has given them. So they may have a little bit more spending power, and Barakatha Yahweh Shai Shai, because that just goes to show the balance. These men, okay, because they've been serving the Lord longer, the Lord is giving them certain advantages, so to speak. Like, you have certain men who, maybe were in the military, like the elder brother out there, his name is escaping me, but the elder brother out there in Hawaii, he was in the military prior to being in the truth. So, that's not to say that he's got all the money in the world and everything, but, he's a little bit older of a brother. So he may be a little bit more, financially set, which of course, if you're not an elite, basically, you just, you live in paycheck to paycheck. But, you brothers, man, especially you young brothers, 18, 19, let's go back even further. 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, Don't be discouraged about the fact that you're, young and you don't have much. Because one of the things that we were taught upon coming into the truth is that, ultimately it don't matter if you're young, right? Like, I was in my early 20s. Right now I'm in my late 20s. You know what I mean? So first coming into this truth, you thinking, well, shit, I was, a year ago, 2 years ago, shit, I wasn't even able to, legally drink alcohol. Now I'm into the scriptures and all that. And it's not until you hear men say, hey, I was 17. Hey, I was 21. Hey, I was 23. Hey, I was in college. Shit. You're going to hear different brothers say that. Hey, I was in college. All right. It was the summer. I went back home and I was speaking to my cousin and he told me, hey, you an Israelite. Or you got certain brothers that'll tell you, hey, I was in the military, right? I was going to do my second term. They gave me some leave. All right. And I'm on leave and I walked past the camp. So I decided not to re-enlist. You got different brothers that'll tell you that, and most of the time, they're brothers who are a little bit older, right, and they're a little bit more seasoned in the understanding of the ways of the world. In Salakia, there's an ambulance coming, so I gotta get over. Forgive me. But they're a little bit more experienced, like they may understand certain things, and the Lord has blessed them with that age, in order to teach better, That just may be what the Lord does, man. He may have someone teach you. He may just have someone teach you that has gone through certain things. You know what I mean? Brothers tell you, okay, do this, don't do this. All right, do that. And the Lord set it up that way. Which is a beautiful thing, man. It's absolutely beautiful, because us having men, that are older than us, in this truth, it actually helps you, because all the situations that you're currently in, they was in. All right, such as, you gotta switch your job, or your job fire you, or your woman leave you, or you sustain injury, that they may have had the same injury, like, hey, I fucking broke my foot too, okay, take this, take that. Or, hey, I have, my woman left, too, me coming into this truth, okay, so do this, do that. So you learn what to do and what not to do. Because just like how you have the military, you have men who may have been in the military 20 years, and you may have men who just got out of basic training, right? And sometimes, men take a certain liking, to someone who's around them. Like you may have a camp in a major city where you may have a head of the camp, that just so happens the spirit is just on him to maybe go into the scriptures, with a particular brother, not that he's showing favoritism, but the spirit just has it so that he's a little bit more in tune with a younger brother. That's just what it is. You can't be like, oh, well, how come he, how come they, they're, getting the breakdowns for the scriptures, and, I'm not getting them, and that happens sometimes. And you may ask them why. Like, why you so fond of this particular brother? And that's because the Lord, even back, in the ancient times, he had men, that worked together on that sort of spiritual level. Certain brother, and it ain't nothing like offensive. It ain't to offend anybody, but certain brothers may be more apt to be in line with each other as opposed to other brothers. It doesn't mean that they think any less of them or anything. That's just how the Lord has their spirit, which is a beautiful thing, man. And it's a beautiful thing to see, to see a brother who's been in the truth for 2 years, all right, around the brother who's been in the truth, for 12 years, and the one who's been in the truth 12 years might just be fond of the one who's been in the truth 2 years. Like, okay, he reminds me of me. So he's gonna be more geared towards him, That just is what it is, you know what I mean? And we all have different backgrounds. Some of us came from a little bit more money than others. Some of us come from orphanages. You have certain brothers who were orphans. They never met their mother, their father, their brothers or sisters. Then you have certain men who may have 10 other siblings. That's how the Lord works. But I just got I just had a precept. Spirit led me to Haggai chapter 1 verse 6, kind of segueing back to the point, which, forgive me if I'm all over the place, but, that's how the Spirit is. All right, Haggai 1 and 6, ye have sown much and bring in little. Yeah, so shit. Every brother experiences that. You be looking at your check like, damn, what's going on with this, man? This funny money. And I'll say this, the brothers in the more higher earning fields, inadvertently they have to also take a pay cut because they're not selling out. Like, you may have a job that required you to take the juice in order to continue the job, and they may have quit that job and got another job with their same degree, the degree that they had before they came into the truth, and that that other job may be paying less. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. We're in that time that we gotta take the road less traveled, so to speak, and it happens with brothers who may have not have went to college. They may have to take a pay cut. Like me, I never went to college. I'm what you would consider as an unlearned man. I never, I graduated high school like a year late. You know what I mean? So I'll be considered a unlearned man, even though, I was always considered very, smart or whatnot. Just being in the world, just being in the world. Jake is here and he's surrounded by individuals who just never have had much, man. Jake just going through it. You know what I mean? You grow up, you just see Jake in a destitute state. It's certain brothers that, both parents were in the military, high ranking, came up good. Certain brothers, both their parents went to, good schools. Other brothers that may have had a parent that, was in and out of jail, and then the other parent, had a very good job. You know what I mean? It all depends, man. It all depends, and the Lord shapes, all of our paths, man, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But anyways, Haggai 1 and 6. You have so much and bring in little. You eat, but ye have not enough. So, you just kind of getting it, you kind of getting it how you live, man. That's what Jake is used to. You just getting it how you live. Everyday struggle, Ye drink, ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to be put into a bag with holes. And that's the most important, part of the scripture. It is, no matter how much you earn, it just seems like it ain't enough. And that bothers men. That's one of the biggest reasons why men fall out of the truth, is because they see everybody else doing it big. They see everybody else, taking out a loan and going back to school for their associates, their bachelors, their masters. You hear family members saying, "Oh, well, your cousin, just got done doing this and that." You hear the quote unquote success stories of the world. Okay, and certain Israelites fall back into the world. Why? Because they want to take part in that. All right, and I'm gonna keep saying this. I say this like every other video. If we weren't going out on the highways and byways, brothers would be at the top of basically all aspects, of life here in America. We will be the top heads of, academia, medicine, the military, and we truly do believe that. Like, prior to being in this truth, I was, real big into joining the military. The spirit, just didn't have me to join, the military all throughout high school. I, did ROTC, was real big into, things pertaining to the military. The Barakatah Yahweh Shemi Shai, for the Lord kind of steering me away from that, ultimately, through different means. You know what I mean? Because, brothers who just, all they know is, the military. All you see, the military actually puts certain demons on you. All right, like you actually have that spirit. You got that spirit of Rome on you. And now that I think about it, you think about it. Okay, you doing certain tests. Okay, you having to shave your face. You cut your hair a certain way. You coming up. Okay, different family members may have served in the military or whatnot. So Jake, especially a lot of Jake believes that is the way out. But upon, especially after turning 18, I was like, man, this is something is fucking going on. Because a lot of us, prior to coming into the truth, we were just like, man, what the fuck? Like, something just ain't right. Something is not right, man. And the Lord leads us to the truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Shai. Absolutely beautiful. But I do not doubt. I do not doubt that had I went into the military, I would definitely be coming up in the ranks. Why? Because Jake excels, man. And also Edomites love Jake that are very well spoken, man. Okay, certain brothers are more well spoken than others. I'll go ahead and say it. Edomites, for the most part, like an Edomite just passing by, obviously, he just fucking looks in disgust. But any Edomite that sits and has a conversation with us, at the end of the conversation, they're like, man, it was great talking to you. Because you don't normally see Jake with a certain spirit on them. Like we have the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai in us. You know, so Esau, you got a guy who is a high-ranking member of the military. Like, man, you know your shit, man. You know what I mean? Oh, okay, you know about this, you know about that. They be surprised, man. Like I already know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, you know, the elder apostle Tahar, elder apostle Rakah, elder apostle Ramlam, elder apostle Gabar. You know, if they were in anything, if they were in medicine, if they were in academia, they could be honestly, and I truly do believe this, they could be the top professors in these universities, like Brown, Dartmouth, Cambridge, Harvard, you know, Duke, these things, man. The Lord really could have had them to do that. You know, top high-ranking members of the military. You know what I mean? The Lord really could have pushed them that way. Yet what did he have them do? He had them to go on the highways and byways and teach, right? And you know, the people talk shit. You know, everybody talks shit. You know, all that's just an excuse. We're actually doing the hardest thing you can do. All right? Going to the scriptures, man. Going to the scriptures. That's the hardest thing you can do. Okay? And to see and to visualize these things. Dream about these things, man. You know, and the Lord has called us. Lord's will, we're chosen. Okay? So with that, Lord's will, you're edified. All praise, honor, and glory goes into Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ha, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors once again to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well. Salakia. And the sincere salutations to you hopeful elect Akim out there who are pushing this word in sincerity and in faith. And just understand that us, you know, this is our profession. This is what we're good at, man. You know, because we could be the heads of business, finance, stocks, inventions, patents, you know, all these different things. You know what I mean? The Lord could have done that for us, man. You know? Yet the Lord, you know, made us to understand this truth, man, and that's more important and that's more precious than anything else, man. So once again, all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We have to remember that just in case we see different individuals balling out and you know, we can barely afford to pay, you know, for shit, you know, car messing up, and, you know, the tooth messing up, you know, and you just don't have the money to, you know, to fix it or figure it out, and you gotta, you know, you're always struggling. You know, that's just the Lord showing that he loves us, man. Okay? He don't love those guys, those Israelites that you know are stuck in these different affairs. Now, of course, he loves them because they're Israelites, right? But he doesn't show that love that he shows, you know, his elect, man. And you have certain individuals that are going to be in those ways of life that are going to come out of that towards the end, man. You're going to have a lot of brothers, man. You're going to have a lot of brothers that are going to start showing up at camp, all right, that got out, that, you know, that got out of the military, you know, they heard this truth. Okay, they had 2 months left till they got out, you know what I mean, and they got out, you know. You're going to have certain individuals that are, you know, 3 months away from their masters that are just going to leave. Fuck this. I'm serving the Lord now. You know, Barakatah Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai for that. You know, that's a beautiful thing, man. You're going to have brothers from different, you know, walks of life that are going to be coming into the truth. Hey, man, we don't need to worry, man. It's more brothers coming, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, there's more brothers coming into this truth, man. I can feel it. You know, the Lord is sealing more and more brothers, man. We have to wait and see, especially once his CHIP starts going, man. You're going to have 15 brothers in each camp. You know, and in the camps where there's already 15 brothers, you're going to have 40 brothers out there on the highways and byways, you know? Spirit and power of Yahweh Shema is out here working, okay? We can't lose sight of that. So you younger brothers, man, hey, don't worry. You know, the more the Lord chastises you, the more that means that, you know, he loves you, man. And we can't lose sight of that. All right, Shalom.